Hey everyone, welcome back to Wicked Sports. I'm your host, Brian, and it's the off season of the NFL now that the Super Bowl has concluded with the Seattle Seahawks becoming champions. But the story is about their NFC West rival, the San Francisco 49ers, who, if you'll recall, in 2021, they traded with the Dolphins to get to the third pick to draft Trey Lance. And a lot of people were like, well, Trey Lance is not a very proven commodity, but he has a lot of potential. But in that draft, there's another quarterback who's kind of the opposite in that he had a lower ceiling than Trey Lance potentially did, but a higher floor, the most pro ready quarterback in the draft, and that was Mac Jones, who went to the 49ers this season and played quite well while filling in for injured starter Brock Purdy, who the 49ers also drafted in that 2021 draft, but in the seventh round, and got incredibly lucky to get that. But Mac Jones has played well in Kyle Shanahan's system, going 5-3 with a 69.6 completion percentage, 2,151 yards, 13 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. Nearly revitalized his career in a similar way to Sam Darnold, who we saw go to San Francisco, learn under Shanahan, and become a better quarterback for it, going to the Vikings, going 14-3, and then the Seahawks going 14-3 and winning the Super Bowl. But Mac Jones has talked about how it could have all been different, and he could have been the quarterback that was drafted in 2021. So this is from on NFL.com, and writer Nick Suk, who says, "It took nearly 5 years, but I finally received the answer to the question that was never completely answered after the 2021 NFL Draft. Kyle Shanahan wanted Mac Jones in San Francisco. The veteran confirmed Shanahan's desire to draft the Alabama product during an appearance on Monday Mornings with Mitch podcast. Quote, Kyle and I, we just have a great relationship, and he wanted me to be here with him. When I was coming out of the draft, Jones said, obviously it went in different ways, but that's what it's all about. Reconnecting with people that either see value in you or whatnot, close quote. Shanahan eventually received his wish in 2025 when the 49ers signed Jones to a 2-year, $7 million contract to serve as Brock Purdy's backup. For those who tracked the 2021 draft, the same draft class that included Trevor Lawrence, Zach Wilson, and the 49ers' eventual choice, Trey Lance, in the first 3 picks, remember the rumblings that Shanahan preferred Jones over Lance. Finally, we know those rumblings were accurate. From the San Francisco's perspective, the results were fortuitous. Jones ended up proving mighty useful in 2025, filling in for an injured Purdy and keeping the 49ers in playoff race by performing remarkably well in his 8 starts, winning 5 of them, and enjoying enough success to make a value trade target entering 2026. Quote, just hearing the stories about Kyle and how he sees the run game and the pass game and running the team meetings, and it was very interesting. And I finally got to see it this year, and it was just awesome, Jones said. So very interesting there, and not particularly surprising given the fact that Jones was somebody who came into the league as a more finished product. And, like Suk alluded to in his article, a lot of people are expecting that the 49ers are going to trade him, given that they kind of increased his value as a player. But according to Nick Wagoner over on ESPN.com, the 49ers are not planning to trade quarterback Mac Jones this offseason. Despite continued speculation, the San Francisco 49ers have no plans to trade quarterback Mac Jones this offseason, fully intend to bring him back as Brock Purdy's backup, sources told ESPN's Adam Schefter on Sunday. In an ever-uncertain quarterback landscape, Jones has been a potential off-season trade target for teams in need of a quarterback, but at least for now, the Niners don't plan to part ways with Jones, who's under contract for another year at a salary cap number of $3.7 million. Niners coach Kyle Shanahan said as much at the end of the season news conference when asked about dealing Jones, though he left the door cracked open, saying, quote, as any player on our team, including myself and general manager John Lynch, you always like to listen to people and trade offers. But we're also not into getting rid of good players, so I'd be happy so I'd be very surprised if Mac wasn't around us next year. So obviously, it makes a lot of sense that the 49ers wouldn't want to trade him, but I would never say never because let's be honest, there are a lot of desperate teams. I'm a Miami Dolphins fan. We're probably not going to have a quarterback going in. I could honestly see them potentially trading for someone like Mac Jones, but we'll have to see if the 49ers are open to that. And if they are, well, then they have to probably get blown away by a trade package before they actually decide to move on from Jones, who, as the article said, he filled in great for Purdy this season. So, what are your thoughts on this, 49ers fans? What are your thoughts on Mac Jones generally? Would you have wanted him back in the day? I imagine you're probably pretty happy with how everything shook out. I would love to hear from you. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if you like this, please subscribe for new videos coming out all the time. And check out our other channels, which include We Get Everything, where we do video essays on video games, Those Fake Nerds, where we cover nerd and pop culture news, as well as Better Radio, which hosts all of our podcasts. Again, thank you so much for checking this one out, and I will see you in the next one.